see me.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here and this is your first time seeing my face, welcome. My name is Keisha Jonte and I make videos about my house. I had my very first house built here in the Atlanta area and I moved in about 2 months ago when it was finished. And in that 2 months I have been making this space mine, putting my stamp on it, my style, my flair. And since it has been about 2 months, I figured it would be a good idea to do a video about what kind of maintenance the builder suggests to be able to keep the house in tip-top working condition. And I want to show you guys the condition of the house after 2 months, which I think is really important because a lot of times we, buy these houses that are brand new, we have them built and we expect them to be in perfect condition always, but knowing that this is a new house and it hasn't had time to settle, we kind of should expect some imperfections as the house does settle. But luckily these builders have decent warranties and policies where they'll come back and fix different things. So I want to show you kind of some things that I've been keeping note of so that later on I can have the builder come back and fix some stuff. It's not a lot, to be honest, but I'm going to point out a couple things that I've noticed in the last 2 months that I'm going to have the builder come back and fix. One of the things they suggest doing in the first year is changing the air return filters monthly. So I think this is one. I'll be honest, I should have did this already at least once, but I didn't. So this is my first time doing this. I don't even have air filters, so I'm going to have to order some, but I'm pretty sure this is one and the other one is downstairs in the living room. So since I don't even have any and I haven't done this yet, first thing I need to do is measure to see how big they are so I know what size to get. And then I'm going to try to see if I can pick some up from Lowe's today to do it and then just go grab them. But the first thing I'm going to need to do is take this down so I can measure the space so I can get the right filter. Okay, so from what I can tell, Lowe's does not have the air filters that I need. The one upstairs is 14 by 8 inches. This one, I'm thinking it's like 15 by 15-ish or 16. I can't tell for sure because one of the screws is like super stripped and I couldn't get it out. I probably could have figured it out, but so I kind of just guessed it's like 15 and a half. But Lowe's doesn't have those sizes available. So I'm gonna order them from Amazon. They won't be here until next week. So I'm gonna have to do that next week. But I wanna go ahead and order a 6-pack of each so that I have them for the next 6 months. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with 15 by 15 by 1. If it doesn't fit, then maybe I'll just buy one for now and then see how that goes. And if it doesn't fit, then I can do a different one. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that other screw down though so I can change it. Really, I say so I can change it, but I mean so I can put one in there because they don't even have one in there. Because if it was one in there, it would be a lot easier to do this because I could just look at what it said on there. So I'm trying to figure out the best one to buy. I think the higher the MERV score, the better from a HEPA perspective. But, child, these things are expensive. So I'm gonna go with these. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and order those and move on to the next thing. Another thing that they suggest that we do monthly is test these smoke detectors. So these things about to be loud, but I'm about to go ahead and set them off. And they're all connected, which I think they probably just are anyway nowadays. But when I set this one off, it should set all the other ones off upstairs as well. Now I do have air protection somewhere, but where, I can't even tell you. So I'm just making some makeshift air protection with some tissue. Hopefully this works. I don't know, it might not. But I know that you want to have some kind of air protection when you're testing your smoke alarm, especially since you're this close to it and it's loud. So from what I know, I'm supposed to just hold this until I hear the sound. Oh, Jesus. I hate loud noises. Well, that was just a pop. So I don't know if you could hear that, but I tested this one, and then the ones upstairs also went off, where they did the test sequence. But I'm going to still go upstairs and test each one of them anyway, and then they should also set off the rest of them as well. So this actually didn't do bad. I mean, maybe it wasn't as loud as I thought it was going to be, but this was bearable. So I'm about to go test the rest of them. Last one, and to test it, I just press the button until it goes off, and I listen out for the rest of them, and then I just hit the button. So the next thing is to test all of the GFCI outlets to make sure that they trip properly when necessary. So to do that, I'm just going to hit the test button on all of the outlets and then plug something up into it, and there should not be any power. And if there is power, then that's a problem. That means it's not working properly. But if there's not power, that means it is working properly. It trips, it cuts the power off, and we're good to go. So if you are not aware, this is a GFCI outlet. I'm not a professional, obviously, so I can't tell you all the technical ways it works. But basically, they put these in areas where there's going to be water, like the bathrooms, the kitchens. I had one installed where my farm stand is, so that if the outlet detects a change in current, it will trip. Change in current can be from like water, for example. It'll trip so you don't get electrocuted. So that's why you have these test and reset buttons here. So right now, it should be working. I don't think I've ever actually plugged anything into this except for when I did my walkthrough. But I have a, this ain't even the right damn charger. Hold on. All right, back. So I'm gonna plug my plug into the charger, into the outlet, and I'm going to plug in my phone, and obviously we should see it charging, and it is, right? So we take that out, it's not charging anymore, plug it back in, it's charging. So we're gonna do the same thing to the top just to make sure that it's still working properly. So we plug it in, and we should see a charge. So now with the test, I'm gonna hit the test button. I used to play with these all the time. I never knew what they were for, but I used to press these buttons all the time. I hope I ain't messing nothing up in my mom's house. Anyway, so now that I hit test, now the this has popped out. So this right here should let you know that it's tripped. The reset button, it pops out. That should let you know that it's tripped. So now when I plug it in, I should not have any power. Let's get rid of those notifications because y'all don't need to see those. Okay, so now I should not have any power. And I don't. Plugged in, not charging. But I want to check the other one as well. Still reset. Plug it in. No power. Then I reset it. So I push the reset button back in. Now we should see power. So that's what we're looking for when we test our GFCI outlets. Boom. I'm gonna do the rest of them. So now that I've checked those, the last thing to do for this month is to check on the tile and the caulking and the grout lines to make sure there's no cracks that need to be addressed. I'm also going to just walk around the property just to make sure that there's nothing out there that needs to be addressed or anything of any concern. So last month and this month, even though I didn't do it last month because I was busy, I couldn't do anything outside of taxes last month. There's only those, handful of things. And then next month for month 3, there's going to be more things that they suggest that you keep up with. There's some things that they suggest that you do every month. Like the things that I did today, they suggest you do every month for the first year. And then there's some things that they only suggest that you do once a quarter. So they'll be done next month. And then after 6 months or after a year, then it can go down. They just want to make sure that you're catching things that need to be caught in the first year during the warranty so they can be fixed. And then like for the air filters, it's just because there's so much construction around that they suggest that you, you know, change those more frequently than you normally would. Because normally you'll probably change those, every 3 months or so. So until all the houses around here are built, or 1 year, whichever takes the longest, I'm going to be changing the filters out every month. But yeah, let me go ahead and check on the tile and the grout. I haven't seen any issues, so this shouldn't be anything that's going to take too long. And then, like I said, I'll kind of show you guys some of the things that I've noticed that they're definitely going to have to come back and handle before the 1 year. And you might, you know, when you see these things, you might be like, well, why don't you say something about it now? Because I'm trying to wait until, for some things, they only come out once to fix. And so I'm trying to wait until we get closer to the year, so they can come out and fix everything. Because if I bring them out now, then something else happens later on down the line, they won't come back out. So yeah, anyway, it's been a few days since I filmed the first part of this video, and you can actually see those boxes right there are the filters that I ordered for the returns. So I'm going to put those up, but I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I've been taking note of for the builder for the first 60 days in the house. Just some things that aren't as perfect as you would like them to be in a brand new house. A lot of it is very small, very normal things that they let me know were going to happen and just to keep an eye out for, and definitely things that I'm not going to stress about right now, just because I know that there's going to be some more things up until the first year. So those are things that I'm going to have them come and fix all at once before the 12-month is out. There's a couple of things that I actually may go ahead and contact them, or actually will go ahead and contact them to see, like, is this something y'all need to come out now, like safety wise, or is this something that we can hold on to for a year until the, or closer to a year, so that you can fix everything in one time. This is a nail pop. This was something that I was told was going to be normal as the house settles and as the weather changes during the first year. The wood is going to expand, it's going to contract. The nail does not do that with the wood, and so you get situations where it pops out. You got one right here, which kind of looks more like it's pushed in a little bit more, and they're all up and down this wall. I really have only seen them on this wall. I don't know if y'all can see like the indentations on the wall where they're popping out. There's one right there, and then of course just this wall in general with the paint. You can look at it the wrong way and it gets a stain on it. So that's kind of like the biggest, or not the biggest, that's kind of like the normal things that you see, like stuff like that you expect to see. And then, like I said, you got stains just because this is just, that kind of paint. Some of the other things, like this looks like it's pulling away a little bit, so they're basically just probably going to caulk that. You got a little bit over here, I think, same thing going on. And like I said, I've really only seen this situation here on this stairwell, but some of the other things that I've noticed are like this right here, which is probably just as fine, but it just kind of goes under there as well. So it just kind of, makes me a little nervous. This one over here is way bigger and a lot more pronounced, and it comes all the way down almost to the bottom of the stops like right about there. So something else that this is one I'm definitely gonna have them at least come take a look at. It's probably fine, but I just want them to let me know that that's fine. And then over here, we kind of have the same issue, but it's just not as drastic. Right here, this is kind of like the only spot, and then there's a little bit of a crack right here for the banister. There's also, I don't know if y'all will be able to see that, but like right there, it's like a little dent. There's one over there somewhere too that you probably can't see, so I'm gonna ask them about that. So just make sure that when you are, when you have a new house, that you're looking at these things, constantly looking for these things constantly over the first year so that you can let your builder know about them. Another thing is the stairs, really anywhere where the carpet is tacked down, they kind of just throw these things down. So sometimes, depending on how you step, you might actually step on the tack where they stapled the carpet down onto the ground. And sometimes it can hurt, but you can really just take a hammer and hammer it back down. I've also noticed that they wrote on the, what are these things called? These things, y'all know what I'm trying to say. They wrote on these and you can still see the writing. So here in my bathroom, I gotta get all the way down, but there's some caulking missing here. And so this is definitely something that, or it's probably grout, but this is definitely something I'm gonna reach out to my builder about. Because of course you don't want water to get back there and tear up the wood and stuff like that. So definitely gonna talk to them about that. And then I don't know if this is something to address with them or not. Like, I just tapped this the other day and it popped off like that, but I don't know if it's supposed to be sealed or what. But of course I'm gonna ask them about that because you don't want, I don't want there to be any issue with water leaking back there, which I don't know if that will cause that. But so yeah, so that's another thing that I've noticed. And like I said, that's all I've seen so far. Of course, I'm going to keep monitoring it to make sure that nothing more serious pops up. And if something more serious does pop up, then of course I'll reach out to the builder when it happens. Like I said, I'm going to contact them about what's going on the stairs, on the corners, but everything else, I'll just wait until we get closer to the 1 year so that they can fix anything else that pops up all at once. Because my builder, and maybe other builders are the same way, they'll only come out to do a courtesy fix on certain things once. Now this is separate from the warranty, right? So if something is under warranty and it messes up, then they'll come out as many times as they need to. But for like nail pops and like stuff like that, like cracks and small cracks and stuff, they'll come out to fix those things, but they'll only come out once. Something with the floor, something with the walls, like stuff like that. And so I don't want to have them come out now and then we still have a whole nother 3 seasons to go through before we get to the 1 year mark. And then there's more nail pops, or there's more little small cracks that come in that would need to be fixed. I'd rather they just do it all at one time. And that's also why I haven't painted any walls yet, because I don't want to have to paint again when they come back out, because they're not going to paint. Like, they're going to fix the wall and then that's going to be it. Then I would have to paint again. So I don't want to pay somebody to paint and then they have to come out and fix something and I got to pay somebody to paint again. So these walls are going to be this color probably until next February or next spring, and then we'll look at color and changing the wall color. I'm trying to keep things as close to the way it was delivered to me after the builder built it as possible. Now, in certain situations like my backsplash, I just went ahead and did what I wanted to do. Ceiling fans, I went ahead and added those because I needed those. I switched out one of my outlets, the one where the farm stand is, so that I can have a GFCI outlet there. But other than that, I really want to keep things as close to the way they delivered it as possible, because if I make any changes without using their people, then it's not going to be under warranty. It voids the warranty. So like everywhere where I've installed my own light fixture or ceiling fan, that's no longer covered under warranty because now it's somebody else's work. So if something happens to that outlet or that electrical whatever, then I can't go back to the builder and say, hey, something's wrong with my electrical. They'll be like, oh, well, you did it differently. So that's something that you have to think about when you are building a house, is if you're going to come in and make changes, then you just have to understand that those changes may not be covered under warranty anymore. They may void your builder's warranty. That's why I haven't gotten a fence yet. Well, that's one of the reasons I haven't even thought about getting a fence yet, I should say, is because, if I got a fence, then that would void my landscaping warranty, and I don't want to do that. So I'm doing as much as I can, right now. Things, like I said, things that I have to do, I'm doing. I needed to get ceiling fans
and lights in some of the rooms. So I just went ahead and did that. I needed to switch out one outlet for GFCI, so I went ahead and did that. Other things, if I don't need to do it right now, then I'm not necessarily going to do it, other than, like I said, my backsplash, because I really wanted that done. Like, also like my faucet, I changed my faucet out, so that plumbing work is no longer guaranteed or warranted by the company that did the plumbing. Now it has to be warranted by my brother because he's the one that changed it out. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and change my filters, but I'm not going to do that on camera. So that's all I have for this video. I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.